you. Welcome to BMR Drama Club's production of BMRHS. I have a whole big list of people that I am going to thank because they have been so helpful for us. All right, we have a fantastic staff here at BMR that really supports us. I want to thank Matt. I can't see it. I want to thank Matt Walker, our wonderful custodian, Mr. Schaefer, our administration, our superintendent, Mr. Alan Himmelberger, has been our biggest fan. Mr. Juba, Ms. Salome, Mr. Slate, and Ms. Gentili and Mr. Gaudette have all been such big helps, so thank you to all of them. I have my fantastic crew on lights, backstage. The show would not go on without them, so thank you. Jesse back there, who's filming, who is absolutely wonderful and makes sure we always have memories to go by. Mike and Mariah, who are drama club alum, who came in and helped paint sets. Arissa Boucher, oh my god, I'm going to say her name wrong. Arissa Boucher, you're going to see a wonderful painting portrait, and she did a fantastic job. My grandfather for coming for final dress, because I am extremely superstitious about that, so we always want someone in the audience, so thank you for always coming. Patty Gauthier, who went absolutely above and beyond, thank you so much. Miss Brown's parents, who got our beautiful lights for us, so thank you. My parents, who, I'm gonna cry, have supported me till the end of the line, so thank you. No, I'm not just gonna cry, okay. And Miss Rounds, who's my absolute best friend, thank you. 2 rules, no flash photography, and cell phones have to be off or on silent. Thank you. I hope you guys really enjoyed tonight's show. Our cast has worked so hard and I'm so proud of them, so thank you.
It's past supper time, isn't it? I'm starving.
So am I, but I wish they'd give us something other than gruel.
We've searched every corner of the workhouse, and there's not a spare crumb to be found.
And Miss Corny keeps all the food locked up.
And Mr. Bumble beats us if he catches us near the kitchen.
Well, I wonder what it would be like to eat anything in the world I wanted, and as much of it as I pleased.
I've heard some of the old men tell of great eating houses in London, where you can order roast pig on a platter as big as a table, and broiled fowl, and puddings, and sauces, and hot buns.
Oh, stop it, Oliver! I can't bear to think of it all.
I think of it often, and I'm going to London someday.
You're going to London? When?
I don't know. Someday.
And how will you get there?
I suppose I can walk.
Do you think Mr. Bumble will allow you to go?
If he won't, I'll run away.
Shh! Someone's coming! Tea's steaming hot!
And cake! Doesn't it smell wonderful?
Hurry up, old Sally. These paupers must be fed.
Gruel again.
It's better than nothing.
I'm so hungry even gruel looks good.
If only they give us enough of it.
Come and get your supper, children, and don't be all night about it. Hurry up! Don't spill it. Old Sally, that's too much. Watch yourself. Move along. Don't dawdle.
For the nourishing gruel before you, for the sheltering roof above you, and the ample garments upon you, provided through the generosity of this parish, may the Lord make you ever grateful, content, and obedient. Amen.
Amen!
Dear little Corny, what a delectable table you spread before me.
Won't you take a cup of tea and a slice of cake, Mr. Bumble?
Since you're so kindly offered, I believe I will, ma'am.
Sweet Mr. Bumble?
Very sweet indeed, ma'am.
Mr. Bumble, please. Mr. Bumble, you naughty man, drink your tea.
Delicious. You have such a clever way of cooking.
Go on, Oliver. Don't be afraid. No one's ever done it before. It might work.
Mr. Bumble, look at this.
Well, what do you want, boy?
If you please, sir, I want some more.
More? Did Oliver Twist just ask me for some more?
Oh, please, sir, don't beat me, sir. I'm so very hungry, sir.
Hungry? I'll show you how I deal with boys who dare to be hungry in this workhouse. Oliver! Lock him up in the cellar while I figure out what can be done with him. I'll have none of this!
Come along, you ungrateful young sinner.
Mistress, I beg you, don't harm the boy.
Tend to your work, old Sally.
Have pity on him for his poor dead mother's sake.
You knew my mother?
I nursed her when you were born, Oliver. She was a pretty young thing. She held you in her arms and kissed you just before she died. Poor dear.
Mind your babbling tongue, old Sally. This child's mother was a thoughtless pauper who thoughtlessly died, leaving her child a burden upon this parish. We have never been able to discover his father's name or her mother's name and condition.
Master, isn't the boy named Oliver Twist?
He has that name because I invented it. Now go on about your business! Yes.
Mr. Bumble.
Oh, Mr. Sourberry and Mrs. Sourberry and Charlotte, the family maid. Ah, and young Noel Claypole. You brought the whole family.
Yes, indeed. We were just passing by, and I just thought we would inquire about the boy.
Ah, yes, the boy. One moment. I completely forgot I was supposed to give Mr. Sourberry a boy today. What am I going to do?
Let him take this ungrateful young sinner off our hands.
Ah, how clever you are. I can't believe I can manage without you very much longer. I have a question to ask you later. Now, Oliver, how would you like to be a coffin maker's apprentice?
Oh, no, sir, I don't think I would like that at all, sir.
You'll learn to like it! Here's the boy. Make a bow, Oliver.
Oh, that's the boy, is it? What do you think of him, my dear?
I think he's very dirty and very small.
He is small, but assured he'll grow.
Oh, I dare say he will on our food and drink. I don't think he'll do.
But, my dear, do take a look at his most unusual face.
He looks just like his mother. I remember.
Hush!
It has a look of, what's the word? Melancholy. You see, it's quite interesting. You know, I think he would make a great coffin follower for the children's funeral.
Yes, I suppose he might do for that if we could get enough food out. If we could get enough work out of him without putting too much food into him.
A diet of the thinnest gruel and a stout cane every now and then is all he requires.
What would your price be?
£5.
£5? Absolutely not! That boy's not worth more than £2.10!
Perhaps 3.
Absolutely not.
How about we discuss this in my office? Privately.
What a bother, Charlotte. Take my ball.
Noah, do watch the boy, please.
Yes, sir.
Oliver, before you go away, I must give you something. No, I thought I had it in my pocket. I'll fetch it at once. You mustn't leave without it, and you must make sure that no one else sees it.
So, you're the new boy, are you?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
10, sir.
Well, I'll whip you when we get back to the shop, see if I don't.
Oh, I hope not, sir.
You don't know who I am, do you?
No, sir.
Well, I'm Mr. Noah Claypole, Mr. Sourberry's first apprentice. And you'll be under me now, under me. And you'll do what I tell you. You'll get up every morning at 6 o'clock sharp. You'll lay the fire and open the shutters. And you'll eat last. Do you hear?
Don't shout so, Noah. Master might hear you. Remember, he's going to make Oliver the children's coffin follower.
Yeah, and that don't suit me, that don't. Master's gonna let him wear the black hat and coat and parade along the streets, while he keeps me home doing the odd jobs and the dirty work.
But Noah, you don't have a melancholy face like Oliver.
Melancholy? Ha! It's only a pauper's face and one they've washed either. Say, Workus, how's your mother? She ain't been around of late to look after you much, has she?
She's dead. Don't you say anything about her.
Dead, eh? Well, ain't that too bad. What was her name?
I don't have to tell you.
You don't know it, do you? Listen to that, Charlotte. He don't even know his own mother's name.
No, I don't know what her name was, but I love her just the same.
Oh, what set you to sniffling?
Not you! Don't you say anything more about my mother!
Don't you be impudent with me, Workus. I'm real sorry for it, but your mother was a regular downright bad.
That's not true!
Oh yes, Workus. There ain't no other kind to be found in a workhouse. If she hadn't have died, she'd very likely have been hanged, I'm sure of it.
She wouldn't! Don't you talk about my mother that way! Master, this is help! You killed her, now stop him!
Oliver, what do you mean by this?
He's gone mad, missus. He's turned vicious. He tried to kill me.
Oh, poor boy, are you much hurt?
I'm bruised and ached all over.
Oliver, do you see what you've done?
Yes, he called my mother names, now let me go!
Well, if he did, she deserved it, I'm sure.
She didn't! It's a lie!
Mr. Bumble, I'm afraid that boy will not do.
Just don't be too hasty. I just have to discipline him real quick. Oliver, get right here! Ah!
Help! Don't let him near me!
Run away! Stop it!
Get back here!
He's gone. I'm too late. His mother gave me this gold locket just before she died. She made me promise to keep it and to give it to her boy when he was old enough to make use of it. But now, it's too late.
Oliver got away!
Got away? What do you mean?
He outran them all and escaped into the field. They'll never catch him now.
But he's just a boy. What will become of him?
Why, if he finds the right road, he'll most likely make it all the way to London!
Hello, my cubby. Something the matter?
I'm very tired and hungry, and I've been walking in the country for 7 days.
Have you now? Running away from home then, are you?
It wasn't a very pleasant home.
Well, what do you think of London?
It's a very large and strange place to me, but surely a poor boy like me can seek his fortune here.
It's very likely. Got any lodgings yet?
No,
Any parents to ask after you?
no,
Relations of any kind?
I don't know of any.
Well, don't you worry about a thing, my Kobe. I suppose you'll be wanting a place to eat and sleep tonight, eh?
Yes, but I don't know where to look.
Well, I know a respectable old gentleman who will give you bed and board for nothing. That is, if he knows any gentleman who could introduce you. And don't you know me? What's your name?
Oliver Twist.
My name's Jack Dawkins, but my more intimate acquaintances call me the Artful Dodger.
Nice to meet you, Dodger. Are you sure the old gentleman won't mind if I stay with him?
Mine? Not a bit. Come and meet the family. It's not far. We'll just slip through the shortcut.
Oh, well, Bill, you did a pretty piece of work last night. Yes, a very beautiful piece. Look, my dears, but don't touch.
Yeah, it was hardy to come by, Fagin. Just make sure that you take care of it, or I'm gonna have to take care of you.
Yes, Bill, you needn't worry. Ah, wouldn't Nancy look like a queen in this?
I hardly have the clothes to go with it, Fagin.
But wouldn't our Bet look just dandy with this?
It's a bit gaudy, if I do say so, Fagin. That and it don't match my eyes.
Wait a minute, what's that? Company. Dodger, who's that with you?
I brought a new boy, Fagin. His name's Oliver Twist. How do you do?
How do you do, my dear? We're very glad to meet you.
Hi, Oliver. I'm Nancy. And this is Miss Betsy, but we call her Bet for short. Pleased to meet you. Well, look at that. He's got manners. I'm very pleased to meet you, Oliver.
A pleasure, I'm sure, Oliver.
Why, Fagin, you have a very large family.
You could definitely say that all of these little boys and girls are like my grandchildren in a way. With the exception of this man, of course. This is my partner in business, Mr. Bill Sykes. I see you've noticed these handkerchiefs over here. We've just got them ready for the wash.
Just a regular old laundry you got here, Oliver.
Oh, Nancy, fetch the boy something to eat. He must be starved. Now, Dodger, I expect you've been hard at work this morning.
Hard as nails, Fagin.
Well, this is certainly a very good one, but the initials shall have to be picked out with a needle before we can try to sell it. Nancy bet will teach Oliver how to. Wouldn't you like that, Oliver?
Oh, yes, sir. I'll do whatever I can to earn my keep.
I'm sure you will, my dear. Ooh, I think it'd actually be to your advantage if Dodger and I show you a little game we like to play. Dodger, get ready. Now, Oliver, I shall pretend to be an absent-minded old man who is wandering along a road shop windows in great leisure. Watch closely.
Picture clean, Fagin.
So I am. See, Oliver, what fun we have with this game.
Oh, yes, sir. Will you teach me how to play it?
Certainly, make the Dodger your motto. Do as he says and take his advice. But Oliver, do you see a handkerchief hanging out my back pocket?
Yes, sir.
See if you can grab it from me without me noticing. Have you got it?
Yes, sir. Here it is.
My, how clever you are. Isn't he clever, everyone?
Very clever.
Clever indeed.
Hey, why not let Oliver come out with us today?
Only to watch, of course.
And give us a chance to watch him.
I suppose it won't do any harm, but keep a close watch on that boy. Don't lose sight of him for an instant. Bring him home safely.
Don't worry, Fagin. Come on, Oliver.
To work, boys.
I'm not so sure about that one, Fagin. He's not like the other boys. Besides, he doesn't look well.
He's way too sickly and pale to be of any use to us.
Ah, Bill, but if he proves to be a great thief of ours, he'll work to his advantage and our own. And if he doesn't, well, he's just one more street boy that disappears forever and is forgotten by absolutely everybody. Come, Bill, we must pack these things away safely. Nancy, tend to the handkerchiefs. I plan to sell them tomorrow.
Why are we stopping? Hush! Do you see that gentleman by the bookstore window? Yes, I see him. He'll be our first customer. A prime target. Why? Does he buy handkerchiefs? Stay here. You watch on me and bet play the game. Wait, what are you doing? It isn't a game at all! You're thieves!
My handkerchief! You there! Give me my handkerchief!
Well, what have we here? A young pickpocket?
I believe this boy took my handkerchief, officer.
No, I didn't take it! I didn't!
Oh, of course you didn't. On your feet, you young devil. There's no handkerchief on his person, sir. You'll have to come down to the station to press the charge.
Is that really necessary, officer?
I'm afraid so. We have cases like this all the time. If the boy's lucky, he'll get at least 3 months hard labor.
Hard labor?
Wait. You can't take this boy. He's innocent.
Who are you, ma'am?
Miss Eliza Sellers, officer. I work at the bookstore, and I saw what happened.
Well, what did you see, ma'am?
I saw this boy, and another boy, and a girl. And the other boy took this man's handkerchief, and they both ran off through the park. This boy is innocent, I promise.
Are you certain of this, ma'am?
Absolutely. And in broad daylight, too, on a respectable street.
Very well. There's no need to overcrowd the courts with another case then. Move along.
Oh, poor boy. I'm afraid he's very ill and frightened half to death. Will you come with me, my boy?
Are you going to help him, sir?
Yes.
From the looks of it, he has no home but the street.
Yes, most definitely. I'll take him to my home in Pentonville. My housekeeper shall take care of him. My name is Brownie. I want to thank you for saving him, Miss Sellers.
Of course. And if there's anything else I can do to help, please don't hesitate to call on me.
Thank you. Come along. We'll get to my coach on the next street.
What do we do now, Dodger? Well, the boys seem promising enough at first. Fagin won't like this, but we'll have to tell him. Come on, Bet.
That's the boy. I'm not mistaken. His face gives him away. And just as I recognize him, he's snatched away from me by Brownlow. I wish to never see that meddler again. Curse them both! But I'll have my way yet. Unfortunately, I'll need help to carry out my plans now. I mustn't lose sight of those two. There they are, turning into that alley.
Are you hungry, Bill?
Oh, of course I am. Now, do me a favor, Nance, and cut me a wedge of that loaf and no skimping.
Wait a minute, back already?
Ah, Bet! We're just in time for dinner.
Wait a minute, Dodger. Where's Oliver? What's become of the boy? Speak out!
Well, he didn't take much to our line of business, so when a rich gentleman offered him a ride in a coach, he went.
That? Really? You let the boy go free. You do realize he has all the rights to go to the police and blab about us.
You degenerate, sit down! What are you afraid of? That the boy's gonna blab to his rescuer so that you may be found out or hanged?
I don't think you realize, Bill, but if the game is up with me, it's up with all of us. And I think it'd be much worse for you than it would for me.
Well, we should be finding the boy!
Dodger!
We heard the gentleman say he lived in Pentonville.
Bentonville, eh? A genteel neighborhood. Ooh, but we'll have to scope out the area first. Wouldn't our Aunt Bets like to make a few nice inquiries for us?
It's too far from home, Fagin. I think not.
Then Nancy will go. Won't you, my dear?
The boy's out of our company now. We should just let him be.
Let it be. What talk is that, Nance? Do you understand that the boy will go to the police about us?
But he wasn't like the other boys. He's better off where he is now.
Nance, I say you'll go. Do you understand me?
All right, Bill, you're hurting me. All right! What's the best way to go about it?
I can tell you exactly how to go about it.
Who are you? How'd you get in here?
I know how to slip into houses without being noticed. But don't worry, you have nothing to fear from me. You see, I've overheard enough to know that we can do business together concerning the boy.
What boy?
The one just taken away by the Pentonville gentleman.
What is he to you?
I need him, and I think you and your friends here can secure him for me. You see, I can't pursue him myself, for the boy knows me and would interfere.
Well, we have certain reasons for wanting the boy back. Why should we get him back for you?
For a price. Take that for getting the boy back. Then, if you do as I ask, I will double the amount. I can assure you my interest in the boy is very similar to yours. We can assist each other well.
Double this amount, you say? Well, I'm certainly willing to discuss a price. Why don't you have a seat, ma'am?
I call myself Miss Fox. Now, the gentleman's name is Thomas Brownlow. He's a very rich and a very influential person. It won't be easy getting the boy back. So the first thing to do is set a watch on the house.
Well, Nancy and Bill can do that if you show the way.
I will. The boy was very ill, so he'll probably stay there until he recovers. Until then, I'm staying at an inn called the Three Cripples. We have about a month or so to think of a plan. Then his ruin shall be swift and sure.
I'm very pleased to learn that you can read all of them.
Oh, yes. Some of the gentlemen in the workhouse taught me. And you write nicely, too. Thank you, Miss Rose. You've been a very patient teacher. You've been a very eager pupil. You learn quickly. Do you think that someday I might learn to paint pictures, too? Perhaps. You're very fond of that portrait, aren't you? Oh, yes. The lady in the picture is so beautiful, yet her eyes are so sorrowful. While I sat here when I was ill, I used to look at her. She almost seemed alive, as if she wanted to speak to me.
Nonsense, my boy, nonsense. How odd. I've never noticed that before.
Notice what, sir?
Oh, nothing, my dear, nothing. Now, Oliver, you have been with me for a month, and since you have recovered from your fever, I feel that you will understand that I must now...
Oh, no! Please don't send me back to that wretched place I came from. No, Oliver, Mr. Brownlow isn't going to send you away.
Oliver, you needn't ever worry of my ever sending you away. Unless you give me cause.
Oh, I'll never do that, sir.
I hope not. I feel strongly disposed to trust you, and I'm more interested in your behalf than I can well account for. Now, Oliver, we must begin to think about your future and your
Mr.
education.
Miss
Yes?
Grimwig is here, sir. She inquired if there were any muffins in the house, and when I said yes, she invited herself inside for tea.
Very well. Send her in.
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Clara Grimwig is a very old and dear friend of mine. She's a bit crusty in her manners, but a very worthy creature, I assure you.
Look here, Thomas. Do you see this? Isn't it extraordinary that I can't call at a friend's house without finding a bit of orange peel on the staircase? I've been lamed by orange peel once, and I know orange peel will be the death of me. Oh, hello. Who's this?
Why, this is young Oliver Twist. Surely you remember me telling you about him.
That's the boy that left the orange peel on the staircase.
No, Clara. He has not had one. Come, do sit down.
You're the boy they found in the street?
That is the boy.
And how are you now, boy?
A great deal better, thank you, ma'am.
Rose, would you kindly tell Mrs. Bedwin that she may now serve the tea?
Of course. Come with me, Oliver.
Oh, and, do remind Mrs. Bedwin not to forget the muffins.
I'll tell her.
Now, Thomas, what do you know about that boy?
Well, I've put out some inquiries, and I've also put an advertisement in the paper, with no satisfactory answer to date. He has told me he's an orphan, raised in a country workhouse. He ran off to London before being apprenticed to an undertaker. He then fell in with bad company, completely unaware, and you know how I found him.
Does Miss Bedwin count her silverware at night? I shouldn't be surprised to hear that a few teaspoons or two are missing.
I'm sure nothing of the kind will ever happen, Clara. Oliver's very well-mannered, and I've noticed he bears a striking resemblance to that portrait of Rose's sister.
Oh, nonsense! You might do Miss Rose a favor by not keeping that young vagabond.
Rose and Oliver have become very good friends, and you know how dear Rose is to me for my long acquaintance with her father, and of course the unfortunate circumstances regarding the death of her sister. Ah, I believe I hear Mrs. Bedwin coming with tea, and muffins, too.
Oh, Miss Bedwin, you are a wonder with the muffins.
Why, thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Brownlow, a man from the bookstore just left these books for you.
Oh, I have some books to return to Miss Sellers.
The man has just left, sir.
Well, why don't you sell Oliver with them?
Oh, yes, please let me take them.
I do believe you look too ill to go into the streets just yet.
Oh, he looks fine to me. That is, unless he can't be trusted
Oliver,
to...
you shall go. Here are the books to send Miss Sellers, and a £5 note to pay her with.
I won't be gone long, sir.
Let me show you the most direct way to go, my dear.
He'll be back before dark.
Oh, you expect him back, do you?
Why, of course we do.
Don't you, Clara?
No, I don't. He's got a new suit of clothes, a £5 note in his pocket, and valuable books under his arm. He'll join back with his old friends, the thieves, and laugh at you.
Dear Miss Grimwig, it's true that Oliver came to us from an unfortunate circumstance, but he is a grateful, gentle child, ma'am.
My dear, I think I know a young vagabond when I see one.
Pardon me, sir. There's a gentleman and lady here in answer to your advertisement about information on Oliver.
Yes, send them in.
Yes, sir.
I've been hoping to hear something.
I'll wager you won't like what you hear, Thomas.
Ah, hello. I heard you have news about the boy.
Yes, sir. I was in town on parish business and happened quite by an accident to discover your advertisement. I am Mr. Bumble, the master of the workhouse where the boy was born. And this is my wife, my wife of 2 weeks.
How do you do?
Now, I believe there is a reward of 5 guineas for the information you seek.
Yes. Won't you tell me what you know of Oliver?
The boy was a foundling, born of low and very vicious parents.
I knew it!
You must be thinking of some other boy, ma'am.
Come, surely you are mistaken.
We are not. Didn't he run away from our workhouse after a cowardly attack on an unoffending apprentice? Never come back? He is the most ungrateful, ill-designing brat I have ever set my eyes upon!
He is not to be trusted, sir. He'll come to no good.
The boys told me the facts, much as you have. But you have added some particulars, to say the least.
Don't you see, Thomas? The boy has played a game with you.
I don't know what to think.
Now, I would really like to have my money and go on my way.
Yes, here are the 5 guineas. I would have gladly given you 3 times this amount if your news had been favorable to the boy.
Favorable? Well, I may have exaggerated.
Good day, sir. Ma'am.
Come along, you old fool.
But dear, how was I to know?
Surely Oliver has had time to go and be back by now. Mrs. Bedwin.
How can you be so naive?
You called?
Ah, yes. Is there any sign of Oliver?
Not yet, sir, but he's not been gone long.
After what I've just heard, I'm afraid we're deceived in the boy.
Oh no, Mr. Brownlow, I'll never believe that.
Nor I, sir.
Oh, come to your senses, all of you! He came from a den of thieves, and he will return to a den of thieves.
If he returns within the next half hour, I will forget what I've just been told. If he does not, then I wish to never hear his name again.
It's dark. Bill and Nancy still haven't come back yet. Something must have gone wrong.
Don't worry. If the plan doesn't succeed tonight, we'll try again tomorrow. Brownlow's a regular customer at the bookstore, and sooner or later we'll...
Hush, hush. What's that?
Let me go! Let me go! I don't want to come with you!
Shut up, you brat! Nancy, get him inside!
Dodge at the door! They're here!
Look at him, Fagin! Just look at him!
Well, I'm delighted to see you looking so fine, Oliver. Any trouble, Bill?
Not at all. People let him outside the house by himself. Walked right into our hands.
Look at his clothes, Fagin. And he's got books, too. A regular gentleman, he is.
And look at this! £5 note!
Oh, Fagin, that's mine. Mine and Nancy's for grabbing.
No, Bill, you shall have the books.
Fagin, this is mine. You may keep the books if you're so fond of reading.
A kind gentleman brought me into his house and took care of me. Please send the books and the money back to him. He'll think I stole them.
Yes, that's exactly what he'll think.
And he won't ask any questions in fear he'll have to prosecute him. We have him safe now.
Help! Police! Somebody help!
So you tried to get away, did you? Call for the police, eh? Well, I'll soon cure you of that!
Fagin, no! You have him back, now let him be!
Why, Nancy, what do you mean?
I wish I'd been struck dead before I let him bring him back. Now it would be just as bad as the rest of us.
Come, Nancy, we must have civil words.
Civil words? You villain! I've been stealing for you since I was half his age. Do you dare ask for civil words from me?
Nancy, what are you doing? Shut up! Nancy! Nancy!
Temper, passion. Ooh, but she's clever, and we can't get along without her. Boys, look after Oliver.
Come along, Oliver. We'll get you a change of clothes so you don't spoil those Sunday ones.
Now we're ready for the next step of the plan.
Ah, yes, Bill. Are you all set for the robbery? There are tons of packets of silver just waiting to be taken.
Yeah, I'm all set. but I don't want that boy to come along.
He must go with you.
Yes, Bill, just put him through a window and have him open the front door for you. He'll do it quietly if you frighten him enough.
Frighten him? Frighten him? If that boy makes one wrong move, you'll never see him alive again.
He is not to be harmed. It's only his undoing I'm after. I'll have no violence.
Yes, Bill, you just make him think he's one of us. He won't try to run again.
Fine. When is the job to be done?
By next Sunday, I presume. The Dock of the Moon.
Now, I have some business with some people from the country. Business which I hope will seal the fate of Oliver Twist.
Who is that woman, Fagin?
What does it matter to you, Bill? She's paying us in gold for what we quite frankly would have done completely free. And well, I don't ask questions. Good night, Bill.
I don't half like what's going on here. Oliver will be a thief and a liar like the rest of us if he goes on that job with Bill. A week until it is done.
Now look at yourself again, Oliver. What a pity you ain't a prig.
I suppose you don't even know what a prig is. I know what it is. It's a thief, and you're one. Yeah, and I'd scorn to be anything else. But I don't want to be like you. Just take a minute to think about your situation here, Oliver. Those people that took you in, they won't ever want to see you again now that they know you're a thief. Just think about handkerchiefs and purses and the handiest way to lift them.
Handkerchiefs make old Fagin happy. And he'll reward you for them too.
All right, leave off, you two. Let the boy alone.
See, there's Nancy acting like a mother to you.
You better go to bed now, Oliver.
Nancy, I don't want to be a thief. Please don't let them make me steal.
If I could prevent it, I would, but it's not in my power. I can't just arouse Fagin's suspicion, and I can't go against my Bill. You have to understand something. But bad as we all are, we stand by each other. It's the only way we survive.
That lady in black, who is she? Why did she look at me the way she did?
Have you never seen her before?
No, not until tonight.
Then don't worry about her. Here, have something to eat before you go to bed. Poor boy. If only there was something I could do. If I could speak to... No, it'd be too great a risk. But perhaps...
What's wrong, Nancy?
Nothing. Don't mind me. I'll be okay. Go on to bed. I'll see what I can do for you. Forgive me, Bill, but if you knew I meant to seek out Brownlow, you'd never stand for it.
2 weeks ago the deed was done. 2 miserable weeks and I've been a married man. It seems an age. I thought she was a woman of secret wealth and a tender heart, but it turns out she has 1 silver teapot and a terrible temper. I am the most unhappy man.
Well, are you going to sit there grumbling all night? Where's this person we are to meet?
The message she clearly sent stated she'd be here at 8 o'clock, and I'm going to stay here as long as I think proper. Such is my privilege.
Your privilege?
Yes.
Mr. Bumble?
Yes.
Are you the master of the parish workhouse?
Yes. Are you the lady that sent us the message?
Yes. Who is this?
My wife, matron of the workhouse, ma'am.
Very well. I'm seeking information. If you can tell me what I want to know, I'll pay you well.
Indeed. Won't you take a seat, ma'am? I told you this trip to London would be worth our while.
Carry your memory back 10 years last winter. A boy was born in your workhouse, who was later apprenticed to a coffin maker, but then ran away to London.
Ah, you mean Oliver Twist?
Yes, but what of the old woman who nursed his mother?
Old Sally? Why, she died about a week ago.
Died? Then I've wasted my time.
Wait, I was with old Sally when she died.
Did she tell you anything about what Oliver's mother had with her when she died? Yes, but what is this information worth to you? 20 pounds. Make it 5 and 20, but let me see it first. Now tell me what you know. Before Outside died, she spoke of a gold locket. Yes, a gold locket. Where is it? I have it. I was going to see what I could get for it here in London. Yes, this is what I want, but you have 25 pounds for it. In 5 minutes, this locket will be tossed into a river, and with it, the true identity of a child named Oliver Twist. Keep a quiet tongue in your heads for your own good. You'll never hear of the boy again. But it...
Twice in one day? I hope that's the last I hear of Oliver Twist.
That may not be the last that young woman hears of us, though. Come on, we'll miss our push for home.
We mustn't give up our search. Perhaps Miss Seller invite him in for supper.
My dear, this search is hopeless. But, as you are so insistent.
Please don't be upset, Prisoner. I simply can't believe that Oliver has deceived us.
I'm sorry, the shop is closed. Oh, Mr. Brownlow, it's you. And Miss Rose.
Yes, Miss Sellers. Is Oliver here?
Oliver? Why, no.
Was he here earlier? I sent him with some books.
He wasn't. It's getting late, though. I hope he hasn't lost his way.
Everything's fine. Thank you. Good night.
Night. I hope you find him.
Let that good lady remain ignorant of the truth. Come, Rose. We will search no further.
But Oliver wouldn't leave us of his own will. I know he wouldn't.
My dear, you must learn to forget him.
Mr. Brownlow! Wait!
What? What is it?
I must speak with you. Please, step out of the street. Sit.
What's the meaning of this?
I am risking my life and the lives of others by speaking with you. I am the one that led little Oliver away tonight.
Led Oliver away? Why? Where is he now?
Is he safe? Oh, say that he is safe. As safe as he can be among thieves.
Thieves! So it is true. I wish to hear no more.
But you must listen to me, sir. There are those that would murder me if they knew I was here.
Murder? What do you mean?
Oliver is being kept against his will by a man called Fagin. He made me keep watch on your house to wait for when you would let the boy out. Believe me, sir, he is innocent of any crime.
Fagin? Yes, Oliver told me about him. Indeed, I want to believe you.
But you must believe me, sir, or the boy is lost. Mr. Brownlow, please, we must get him back.
Yes, I see now that I've been misled. But what can we do?
First, tell me, do you know of a young woman called Miss Monks?
Miss Monks? No.
Well, she knows you very well. I've heard her and Fagin speaking, and she's willing to pay him a large sum of money if he makes Oliver a thief.
Make Oliver a thief? Why, this is monstrous. Who is this Miss Monks?
I'm not sure, for she's not one of us.
Well, can you describe her to me?
She's rather tall and dark. She always dresses in black, and she has a deep red scar about here on her neck.
A scar? Like a burn or scald?
Yes, do you recognize her?
It can't be. And yet, it's possible. Rose, if it is who I think, we mustn't waste a moment in rescuing Oliver.
Do you promise that I won't be followed tonight or any other time?
Very well.
Meet me here on Sunday between 11 and 12. And if I can, I'll bring Oliver to you. Must we wait until Sunday? Can you do nothing sooner? I can't, and if we're discovered, you'll never see either of us alive again.
We will trust you. But won't you tell me where this Fagin can be found?
Never. Devil that he is, I could never betray him.
Then put Miss Monks into my hands and let me deal with her.
I can't. She might tell all she knows.
Please, help me. I promise that you and your friends will not be brought to justice by my hand.
For the boy's sake, I must believe you. You can find Miss Monks at an inn called the Three Cripples. Now I must go.
My dear Rose, if you hadn't believed in Oliver, we would never have known this. My interest in him grows greater by the minutes. This Miss Monks. Yes. And the portrait. Rose, you may figure more in this matter than you realize.
Aye, sir?
Yes. Come. I can't explain it all now. We must wait until Sunday.
An hour before midnight. Oh, a dark and heavy Sunday it is, too. A good night for my business.
I surely thought Miss Monks would have been here by now.
I don't trust her. Nance, where does the girl think she's going this time of night?
Not far.
Let me rephrase that. Where were you going?
I don't feel well. I want a breath of air. Come, Oliver, walk with me.
You are not going anywhere, and neither is he!
Do you deny me to come and walk? You'll drive me to something mad!
Nance, if you go on that walk, I swear you will not be going anywhere for a good, long time. Do you hear me?
Please, let me go! Only for half an hour!
Do you understand me, Nance?
All right, Bill. All right.
I'm sorry. She hasn't been herself this entire week. I thought I had her tamed.
I know, Bill. I know.
Where's... Dodger! Dodger! Oh, I'm gonna... Rat him out
Nancy, look after Oliver. Bill will come back to fetch him directly.
What's wrong, Nancy? Come, quick. Where? Hush, not a sound now. We'll go out the back way.
But we mustn't. You'll get in trouble.
It's a risk I must take, Oliver. Now hurry!
That's a load of iron Bill Sykes carries on the job with him.
He's a keen housebreaker, he is. I feel bad for Oliver for having to go out with him on a dark night like this, though.
Oh, Oliver's a regular apprentice. After tonight, he'll know all about robbing houses.
It's a shame you don't take lightly to the idea.
Where is that? You! Mike here?
I'll hear, Bill.
Is Oliver ready, Nancy? Oliver? Where's Oliver?
Where's Nancy?
Gone out, apparently.
Did you pass them in the hall?
No.
They weren't in the stairwell. Nancy's taken them.
Well, they shouldn't have gotten far. I warned her.
Bill, get that boy back from me. Do what you want with Nance, but the boy is my fortune.
They haven't come! God help me! Who, Nancy? They have to come! They must come! There they are! Oliver! Rose! Oh, Oliver, we have you back again!
My boy! I can't tell you how glad I am to see you.
Oh, Brownell, there were so many times where I thought you'd never want to see me again.
Oh, brave girl. How can we ever thank you?
You can do nothing for me, sir. I'm beyond all help.
Oh, Nancy, please don't go back to Fagin's. I'm afraid for you.
Yes, come home with us. You need never set foot in your old haunts again.
Surely you would be persuaded and come home with us?
No, I hate my life, but I've gone too far to turn back now. And there's a man I must go back to, no matter what happens.
Then please, take this purse for my sake.
No, ma'am. I haven't done this for money. At least let me have that to think of. Bless you, dear lady. Bless you, sir. Goodbye, Oliver. We must never see each other again.
I'll never forget you, Nancy.
If there's anything we can do, anything at all.
No, please go, hurry.
Goodbye and thank you.
Well, Nance. What a pretty little thing you turned out to be, huh?
Bill, please don't look at me
You betrayed me and Fagin! All for that boy!
The gentleman gave me his promise. I only did it to save the child.
Shut up! Didn't I warn you?
Wait there, Rose, with Oliver. You there! Stop! Stop! I heard a scream. Heaven help me, I'm too late! Murder! Help! Police! Murder! Murder! Help! Murder!
What's this? Did you say murder?
Yes, I saw the murderer. He ran up the street.
Oh, how dreadful, Mr. Brownlow. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. That was Rose.
He's gone! Oliver's gone!
What happened?
A terrible man came running out of the darkness and took Oliver away!
My God! Officer, the murderer has taken a hostage. A boy! They must both be taken alive. There you go. He's got the wall. Miss Sellers, I leave Rose with you until I return.
Poor girl.
Where could Bill be at this time of night? He couldn't have gone far. Oh, but I know Bill. He'll be back with my fortune before I know it.
Dodger, bar the door now! And set a barricade! The police are after me.
The police? Bill, where's Nancy?
Nancy, she gave us up to Brownlow. She talked, but she's not going to talk anymore.
You didn't, Bill. And you led police all the way here.
It couldn't be helped, Fagin! Open up! Open up! This is the police!
The game is up.
No, it's not. We have the boy. And because of that, they're not going to touch me.
It's all over.
It's not. It's not. I'm ready for it.
My treasure. I'll have to hide it and then come back for it.
Stand back! We'll have to force the door! Keep back! Keep back, I tell you, or else the boy's gonna get it, you hear me?
Stand back or I'll shoot. Don't harm him. We'll do as you say.
Take me with you, Bill. Don't leave me here.
I'm not gonna be taken alive! Get clear!
Well, he's beyond arrest, I'm afraid, but you aren't.
Wait, no, please, no.
Don't you think I don't know who you are? You're Fagin, master criminal, I believe.
Please, I can't be taken yet.
First, you'll go to Newgate Prison, and then the gallows. As for you two, I'll put in a good word for your help in apprehending the murderer.
That's very good of you, my man. But I'm an Englishman, and I am an English woman. We have our privileges.
You're thieves 20 times over, and you'll get your privileges straight from the magistrate. Take these two punks out of here. I'll grab the evidence.
So long, Oliver. Don't lose that man again. Goodbye, Oliver. I hope you're happy now.
Oliver, you would have been my fortune.
Oh, poor boy. You've had quite an experience. I must get you home.
I suppose they all got arrested, but the lady in black, she wasn't here.
Do not worry, Oliver. She hasn't escaped me. Tomorrow, you will hear some very interesting news. Come along.
By whose authority am I brought here against my will? This is a fine treatment from you, my father's oldest friend.
It is because I am your father's oldest friend that I am moved to treat you so gently, Emma Leaford. Whatever possessed you to call yourself Miss Monks?
I have my reasons. Now what do you want with me?
Justice for the child called Oliver Twist.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I believe you do. You see, I am aware that your father took a second wife after your mother died. A young woman named Agnes Fleming. Your father came here before he left for Rome.
He came here?
Yes. Agnes, being with child, could not go to Rome,
So he left her here with friends he thought he could trust. As he passed through London, he left with me this portrait of Agnes he painted himself as a wedding present.
What of it?
You acted out of jealousy to prevent your father's wishes from being carried out.
Did I?
You forced Agnes to leave the safety of friends. Without money, she had no choice but that miserable country workhouse where she bore her child and died.
Those are strong words, sir.
I have talked to the legal counsel who handled your father's affairs. I am aware that you took the will from your father's house after his death and then left the country for a number of years. I'm sure you were afraid that the child might somehow learn of his true identity, so you returned to search for him. Upon discovering him in London, you made your infamous deal with that villain Fagin.
You can't prove anything against me, and I defy you to do it.
Mr. and Mrs. Bumble have confessed their part in the crime. Do you still defy me?
No.
I should think not. You are a disgrace to the memory of your father. But his son shall suffer no more. Mrs. Bedwin, you may bring everyone in now.
The League in Black!
Do not worry, Oliver. Come, sit beside me.
Wait for me.
Yes, do take your time.
Proceed.
Yes, now, Oliver, this young woman here is Emma Leaford, your stepsister.
My sister?
Yes, you are the son of her father and my dear departed friend Edwin Leaford, by his second wife, Agnes Fleming, who died when you were born. Now, I have here a copy of the will of Edwin Leaford. It provides an annuity to his daughter Emma, with the bulk of his property being split between Agnes and her child. If the child is born a girl, she will inherit the money unconditionally. But if it is a boy, only on the stipulation that he never stain his name with any public act of dishonor, cowardice, or wrong.
You shameful woman! You knew that if this boy performed any act of dishonesty, his inheritance would go to you! Yes! I would have done anything to get that full inheritance. And I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that miserable girl and her interference.
Let that brave girl's murder rest on your conscience. But there is more to this. Proof of Oliver's parentage.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that little Oliver? Have you known how much I've been grieving for you?
Now, I believe you once had a certain gold locket that belonged to a woman who died in childbirth at the workhouse. And you sold it to this woman.
Yes, for 5 and 20, and she destroyed it.
But, may I ask, what was inside the locket?
2 locks of brown hair and a wedding ring with the name of Agnes Fleming Leaford engraved inside.
Exactly! Proof of Oliver's parentage. Now, you two may go, but I warn you, if conditions at the workhouse do not improve, I will personally see to it that neither of you are ever employed in a situation of trust again.
Yes, sir. We'll see to it, sir.
And you may go. And I warn you, never interfere with me or the boy again.
Thank goodness she's gone.
Now, Oliver, I have one last thing to tell you. The lady in the portrait is Agnes Fleming, your mother.
My mother?
Yes, and the young lady sitting next to you,
Rose?
is Rose Fleming, your mother's younger sister, and consequently,
My aunt! Oh, Oliver, we shall never be separated again, for Mr. Brownlow is going to adopt you, and we shall all live here together.
You finally have a family of your own now, Oliver.
And friends who will never doubt you again. Now that everything's settled in your favor, could we go to dinner? I do believe Mrs. Bedwin has made some of those wonderful muffins.
Why, yes, indeed, ma'am.
to dinner! Oliver, kindly lead the way.